Good morning, welcome back to the channel. Today what we're going to be looking at is the process of establishing a new website and basically all of the steps that are involved in establishing a domain, getting it set up, some of the tools that I would use in terms of establishing it, and then generating the content for the homepage and discussing the various services, etc. that we'll offer. Now, as I talked about a couple of weeks ago, one of my domains is stolbenssolar.com. So what I've got a domain that is focused on solar in a region, and then there's different town pages. But what I thought would be sensible to do from an internal linking perspective or external linking perspective is to build these local town pages, which may rank better than the actual website itself, just because it's a more optimized site, but also they can provide backlinks. So what we're going to do is go through exactly the process that we go through to switch these over. So I've bought the domain. As it currently stands, it's set to Guru, which is one of my hosting platforms. So what I'm going to do is actually change that, and I'm going to change it to Siteground. So I'm in the process of migrating my sites to Siteground. So we're going to switch this over, and hopefully it propagates relatively quickly. So then what we're going to do is go into Siteground, remind me later, and I'm going to add a new website. This is an existing domain, and then it was stolbenssolar.com, I believe. Let's just check that, stolbenssolar.com. There we go. Right, so we then continue. So what this will now do in Siteground is it will establish the domain, and then what we're going to do is start a new website. So we're going to install WordPress. And what we're going to do is use this and then this, so whatever that is. Obviously, I'll change that password when the video is finished, so good luck in recording that. Okay, so let's just update my password for Siteground. This is one of the problems with this. We don't want Site Scanner, and that's it. We finish it. So this will take a couple of minutes to run, and meanwhile, while that's running, what we're going to do is go and get some content for this website. So stolbenssolar.com. So we're using Page Optimizer Pro. You wish to continue, it can't be verified, that's fine. It's a new website. So we want to add new page. Let's do the multi-step. So what phrase? St Albans solar panels. And in fact, let's look in SE ranking. This is effectively a cheaper version of Ahrefs. And in here, what we can do is we can do a keyword check, research, and then we want to do keyword research. Okay, so we want a single keyword, St Albans solar, and hopefully that will suss it out. Okay, so search volume 30. So there's not loads of searches for this, but what we're trying to do, right, St Albans panels, solar panels, Hertfordshire is 90. So what we might do, I think we're going for solar panels, St Albans. That would be my keyword. So it's not going to be huge. I haven't built this page yet, and then it's going to be the home page. Okay, so we've done that. I haven't built this page. Saying it's required. Right, so solar panels. Okay, English, we want to select United Kingdom. Keyword precision mode. Let's do that. Let's analyze it with the API. We want EEAT. I don't have my list of competitors. Right, so this is now going to go away. Page Optimizer Pro is going to go away and compile. I want them to do it. So that's going to take a couple of minutes. Right, in the meantime, we go back to our site. So we've already sorted that. And then you can immediately access your hosting control panel. Right, so that site should now, in theory, be set up. Right, install and manage WordPress. So do we have it installed? Let's have a look. See if we've got WordPress installed. This might be because it's propagating, so sometimes they can take a little bit of time. So we'll just check back here. ns1 siteground.com. Is that right? Let's go back. Site. Siteground name servers. .net. There we go. That is why it's not working. So we'll update those, and then in theory that should now switch over. Okay, let's see if that's working now. Might take a minute or two just to propagate. So if we go to WP admin, there we go. Right, so we've now got a site with WordPress installed on it. So obviously we don't actually know what the okay, so just keeping Page Optimizer Pro. We want the LSI terms. We're going to submit that. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm basically trying to right, so this is now processing, so that's good. So we now need to go into WordPress, install and manage. We've got it installed, and then we want to go into the admin panel. So this will take us into our admin panel. Okay, and then what we're going to do is we're going to I don't know if you need to do this. I don't really know why. No, I don't want to design because I'm going to use Elementor. Exit. Let's exit the wizard. Just get into the site. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to install Elementor and Elementor Pro. So what we need to do first is go to our install plugin. So there's a few little tweaks that we need to make to the site before we get started. So what we do is we go to settings and permalinks, and we need it to, exactly, right, so that's set up correctly. So I just wanted to check that that was done. Basically, we want post name as the structure. Then what we want to do is go to plugins and we want to add new, and then we're going to install Elementor from right, install. Okay, we want to activate that. That's going to then link it up with my Elementor subscription. And is that working? Is that working? Right, then what I want to do is I want to go to add new plugins. Right, okay, it has worked. That's good. So connect my account. Continue with hello theme. Basically what this does is it gives us a very simple, right, so we say St Albans Solar is our WordPress site. I haven't got a logo yet, we can do that in a minute. In fact, let's do that now. So what I'm going to use for this is Midjourney. So bear with me, it's just going to load up, it's going to take a second. In the meantime, we can check back with, right, so we've now got solar panels in St Albans, so this is now working. And now what we want to do is we want to do write with AI Writer. So what this in theory should do is write us a highly optimized piece of content that we then need to give it some steers in terms of the things that it's going to do. Right, so it's going to require one, so we want to do target word count. My API is enabled, so it's going to use my content. Right, so we want to do bold, we want one, we want italic, we want one, we want images, probably 4. That's not costing me any credits. We want some lists, so we want 3, let's say 3 lists. We want some tables, we want 1, we want a form, 1, frequently asked questions, absolutely, we want that. We want a table of contents, we want a meta description to be generated, we want an introduction paragraph, and we want a conclusion paragraph. Right, so that's going to give us all of the elements. Right, so what we want to do, renewable energy hub, source energy, solar service, that'll do, fine. This is why, right, so we want professional, and then we want a solar installation specialist. Okay, and the brand is St Albans Solar. Okay. So what we're then going to do, I want to generate the content, give the AI an example. No, we want it to do it all itself. Okay, so this is now going through the process of actually generating the content for the page. What we're going to do in the meantime is, hopefully Discord is now opened. Yes, it is, that's good. So we're now going to go into here, into Midjourney, and we're going to say, imagine, create a logo for a website, so St Albans Solar Panel, St Albans Solar. Here we go, off we go. So that's going to go away and think, take a little while to generate a logo for us. While that's doing that, I'm going to go back into Page Optimizer Pro. Right, so EEAT. So what were the things that we need to consider? Privacy policy, terms of service, return policy, customer services page, meet the team page, awards. Wow. So competitor 1 has got lots and lots of stuff. Obviously, things like internal SSL certificate, social media links, organization schema, we can do the schema, that's fine. We can do about us, a blog page, contact details, phone number, etc., etc. So these things though, so the customer services page, meet the team page, and awards one, I think they're pretty good. And that we can see that privacy policy, customer services, about us, etc., etc. So obviously what we can do is we can look at how we would help our customers in the event that there is an issue. Returns policy, again, is really important. So these are the kind of characteristics that people want to see. And this obviously this has about us and meet the team. So it's got 2 variations. So obviously what we need to do is obviously incorporate these elements into the content that we generate. But obviously, to begin with, what we'll do is we'll have a privacy policy, we'll have cookie policies, we'll have about us, we'll have all of these different pages. Right. So let's see how we're getting on. So where's my... Have we got some images? Oh, that's nice. That's good. Right, so what I'm probably going to do, I like number 1. That's cool. That's very cool, in fact. Right, well done, you. So what we're going to then do is I'm going to import this image into Canva. So it hasn't included any text, but that's okay. That's nice though, isn't it? Look at that. So that could then give us our color theme. So what we want to do is create a design, a logo. Maybe I need to resize the logo. I like logos that are rectangular rather than square. So I'm going to resize it, and I want 300 by 100. Right, so then what I'm going to do is I'm going to import my image. So I'll save this. Right, so there we go. So there's St Albans solar. So what we're trying to do is identify that the elements are real. So we're just going to resize this design. Okay, and then we need to figure out, so it's just going to take a second. We'll shut this one down so we don't end up with too many pages open. And then what we're going to end up with is a logo. Right, so I need to upload the image that I've just generated. And we're going to go into download, St Albans, there we go. Right. So what we'll do is we'll position that there, make it a bit bigger. Stick it in the middle, right. And then what we need is some text. So we can add a heading, and then what we'll do is we'll change the text style. What are popular fonts? Let's have a look at popular fonts. Like this. St Albans solar. Make it bigger. Oh. Not sure about the font. Don't want the line spacing. Right, let's change that. Right, that's now too big. Right, so what we could do is potentially move that over a little bit. How are we looking? Okay, right, so we've now got a logo that looks reasonable. I might make this a bit bigger so that it kind of fills up that side a bit more. There we go. Right, so for the purpose of this exercise, obviously you can see what I've done is created a logo in pretty quickly. Right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to download JPEG large. Now obviously we can compress the images as well, but I won't do that for the purpose of this exercise. This is purely just to get this rolling. Okay, so download again. We want different versions of it. So the JPEG last time, and we want a SVG as well. give it transparent background. Okay. Right, so there we go. We've now got our logo designed. And then we can use this as our favicon. Okay, select that. There's our logo. In we go. Right. So, choose a professionally designed. So what it will do is it will say choose a professionally designed template, and then say, by the way, you haven't got Pro because we haven't yet installed Pro. So what we want is, I like these wireframes, so they're really simple. Oh, this is a new one. I haven't seen this one before, but basically what this gives you is the template so that you can then go through. That's quite nice, isn't it? It's quite nice. Quite a simple thing. Doesn't really have a menu though, so I'm not convinced. Right, so local services wireframe. I mean, I think I prefer the e-commerce one. So let's do local services. See what they look like. Right, I've used this one before, I've used that one before. It's like they've missed number 3. Somehow it's disappeared. These all mean that we need to go Pro. So it's now going to say go Pro. Okay, so what you have is a headline, then an image, and then some services, etc., etc. So that's relatively straightforward. What we need to do is just cancel out of this for now. We need to install, install add new plugin, and I think I probably need to go and get my Elementor Pro plugin. I've just downloaded the latest version of it. I had to delete everything off my hard drive the other day because it got full up. So I don't have it at the moment, although it might actually be on the backup drive. But anyway, let's just download it fresh. Okay, so what I want to do is download Pro Expert. There we go. So that's now downloading. We're going to upload plugin, choose a file. There we go. That's now downloaded. Install now. Okay, so what Pro gives you, there's various, so Elementor you can install for free, but the Pro plugin, what it gives you is some additional elements that different templates, so on and so forth. Right, we also need an SEO plugin. I just use Rank Math. What we can potentially do with this site is basically get so inside St Albans, there's different kind of local locations. And what I was intending to do with this is basically sync up the local locations. So for example, next to St Albans is a place called London Coney. So that's kind of a town in its own right, but it's kind of categorized as St Albans. So what I would do is I'd look at all the local geographic locations and then would potentially create town pages for those. Right, so small business site, organization. This basically sorts out the schema for you. So St Albans Solar, we've got the logo. I don't want to set, in fact, let's set the default thing as that, just for the sake of, at least there's something there, and then we can overrule it if there's something else required. I'm not going to set these now because I'm going to use sitemap. Yes, we want all of these. Right. So what this is now done is we can then go into advanced options. I don't want role manager, I don't care about that. 404 monitor, etc. And we want schema markup on. So what this does is Rank Math automatically understands the type of accelerated mobile pages, we want that on. Image SEO, we want that on. We want instant indexing on. We want local SEO on. So these are basically the kind of mini plugins that you've got around the site. So we've now got this installed. We've also got Elementor Pro. So what we then want to go and do is in our pages. Let's see if we've got draft privacy policy. That's helpful. We need to connect and activate Elementor Pro. So that will just log in. And what this gives us in basically Elementor by itself is absolutely fine. We don't actually need. That's not worked. Right. So settings. Why has that not worked? Okay. Done. Right. So then what we get is we get the kit library. So what we want to do is go into pages. The way I do this is I create them individually. So we're now getting into the actual structure of the site. Okay, we want to edit this with Elementor. Because we've got Rank Math, we can basically edit all of the settings for this page once we've got our content from Page Optimizer Pro, which hopefully is running in the background. While that's loading, let's just check, see how that's going on. Right, so this is the H1 that it's suggesting, that's the title, and then we're going to move on to next. Right, we want it to generate H2s and H3s. Okay, so that's thinking. Right, that's cool. So while we're doing this, I mean, we can unlock AI. Right, so what we then go into is if we go into category, what we want is wireframes. So with this, basically what we can do is we can insert all of the elements into a page. So that, for example, is a footer. What we want to go into is pages. So I quite like, let's just have a look at this. These wireframes are very, very handy. It's not loading. Right, yeah. So what this does is it gives us the ability to capture someone's attention. And in fact, this is the same thing that I used on the other solar site. So, but what we're going to do is we're going to insert it and then we're going to basically fill it up with a bit of content. So if we use this, obviously we need some images of solar panels in the meantime. Right, so while this is running, we're going to go into here and say, solar panels installed on a English house. Okay, see what it comes up with. And we can go and do some funky stuff on top of it. Right, why has that done that? I mean, I don't really understand why that's there. Let's just delete that. We're going to create, right, so we're going to say our H1 is solar panels in St Albans. Then we're going to do a very short description. Welcome to St Albans Solar. We specialise in providing high quality solar panels solar panel installations which are designed and installed by our expert specialist team. Right, so then what we're going to say here is book and estimate. Okay, let's see how this is getting on. Keeps on doing this audio thing. Don't understand it. Right, so imagine. So we want solar panel installed on a British residential okay. Right, let's see how our content's getting on. Right, so now what we've got is we've got solar panels, St Albans, renewable energy. Right, so there's our title, there's our H1. So this is what we need to include in our H1. And then it's given us our expert team, etc., etc. Right, so you're unable to go back once you've made these. Right, so I want to supply AI with my main content to rewrite it. I want the AI to generate new original content. Right, so off we go. So what that's then going to go and do is basically considering the number of words that we want the content to be generated for and the other elements, it will basically go and go away and do that for us. So that's good. Right. Let's see how Midjourney's getting on. Ah, perfect. These look wicked. Right, that's lovely. So should we get number 3? Don't like number 1. So we want 1, 2, 3, and 4. We'll blow those up. Okay, so there we go. There's our image. And it could very well be a house in St Albans, which is obviously what we kind of want. Right, so we want to save image. And we want St Albans solar panels. Okay, so that does it as WebP. Obviously, we talked briefly earlier about the compressing the images. We can do that later. Upload files, St Albans solar. Right, so the bit we haven't done with this one at the moment is so as you can see, we've got the title on the page. We don't want that. So we have to go to hide title, okay? And then basically what we're going to do is go and utilize the other images that we're generating, and then we're going to do, so design solar panels, St Albans, okay? And then service 2, we're going to say is battery storage, St Albans. Service number 3 is going to be electric vehicle charging, St Albans. And then service 4 will be solar panel repair and replacement, St Albans. We provide a complete design and installation service for solar panels in St Albans. Okay, and then we incorporate battery. Let's change this. Design and install storage in our solutions to optimize energy usage. We can provide and install electric EV charging points in St Albans. Okay. We pair solar panels and inverters in the St Albans area. Right, cool. So what we've got, so now what I want to get is the second one of those images. So we open that one. So now we want the second image. And obviously, basically what we're going to use is this is, solar panels and ovens, basically stuffing the keywords in as much as possible. And then obviously what we would then do is stick alt tags in as well. So how long have we been going on this video? We've been going for about 20 minutes. How's our content getting on? Okay, perfect. Right, so we've got meta description, got table of contents. Right, and then what we need is rich contents in the table. So we want the table demonstrate the benefits of solar panels in the UK. Cost savings, right, in pound sterling. I've done this before and it didn't generate it properly. So Page Optimizer Pro, there is obviously a little bit of cost involved in each publication that you do, but you can also basically generate the content elsewhere. But I think it's nice because what Page Optimizer Pro will do is it actually considers the brand and the identity behind it as well, whereas encouraging ChatGPT to do that is more difficult. Right, so benefits of solar panels. So you have to go through. This is one of the annoying things about Page Optimizer Pro. I talked about it before when we did the comparison, but basically, yeah, one of the challenges is that this gives us, right. Ooh, that didn't work, did it? There we go. St Albans Solar was formed to provide St Albans residents with high quality professional solar installation services. Our team have carried out over 800 solar installs and we are highly experienced in all elements of solar design, supply and installation. Book a free Ask Quote with our friendly and professional team today. Right, and then we're going to do, that's going to be a button, which we're going to do book a free quote. Okay. So what we're then going to do is use the third image for this one. So we don't switch that. Then we want this image. And we're going to do web. And then we're going to do, and I'll call this one St Albans Solar Panel Installation. St Albans Solar Panel Installation. And then what I want to do is, while that's running, I'm going to get imagine. So I need to do, solar panel repair. Right, let that do that. So we've downloaded that image. We're going to then import this into here. I need an image for battery storage as well. Okay, so we need to upload this file. So we're stuffing it with text. Perfect. Right. So battery storage. What I might do is find an image. Residential. Reverse engineer it. Right, that looks good. That'll do. Okay, so we're saving that. Then what we're going to do is go into describe, image, upload. So basically what we're trying to do is get the Midjourney to basically describe an image, and then what we're going to get it to do is reverse engineer said image. Right, what's going on? Right, just making sure. Right, there we go. So now we've got the suit. Oh, I don't think that's right. Why is that solar panels? It's nothing to do with. Let's just try imagine residential battery storage in a carriage. See what it comes up with. Okay, perfect. Right, so I'm not sure, maybe number 2, because he's not actually on the panel there. I don't think he would stand on the solar panel. That doesn't look very safe to me. That's the vibe. Okay, so we've now got our repair image. Right. Okay, so okay, so we need battery storage and we need electric vehicle charging. So what we've got here. That one looks nice. Perfect. Let's just use that. Fact number 3. Let's have a look at number 2. Yeah, that'll do. Okay. Right, so the whole point of this is that this is battery storage solutions. The whole purpose of this is basically what we're trying to achieve is obviously getting the entire website. So what we want to say is highly experienced team. Team have completed over 800 solar installations. Design, supply, and installation. We provide a one-stop end-to-end solution for our clients. Now we're going to say prompt and professional service. we provide our clients with a prompt and professional service throughout. Full warranty as standard. All of our installations are provided with a manufacturer and installation warranty. Okay. Testimonials we'll come back to. Albans solar book a free quote. Book a free quote with your local solar specialists. Get in touch with our friendly and professional team today. Okay, so we've got another call to action here, so we're just going to change this. We'll build that later. A free quote. Okay, so then what we're going to do is, what we got? We used all of those. I don't know if we used them all. Whatever, we can stick that on there. Okay, so then what we're going to have, I think we're going to delete this bit and we'll do a proper footer. Let's get rid of that as well. Right, so here, where's Page Optimizer Pro gone? We want another list. List of features of solar and battery storage combined. Right, so obviously what we're trying to do is basically generate all of the pieces of the content that will give us the capability to satisfy all of the elements around this. So this can take another minute while it's doing that. Right, so we need to change the header, so we need to generate a header, but we've now got a page. Once we get this, it's got like really clean calls to action. It's a nice clean page. We need to do electric vehicle charging. That's the remaining one. Did we run it? No, right, so imagine electric vehicle charging in a garage in the UK. Right, there we go. So that'll go and generate some images. The point being, we've now got a page. We just need to complete the content. And what we're going to do is down here somewhere, probably here, we're going to stick this. We're going to stick that. Yeah, we might. In fact, I'll probably put a page break above that. Just put a spacer. Just to push it out a little bit. That's better. Right. So then what we've got, once we're Page Optimizer Pro is completed, we're going to list of list of what? There we go, that'll do. That's thinking. While that's thinking. Right, so what I've now got to do, I've now got a page that's going to be highly optimized. So what we're going to do is we're going to drop in the content that we generated from Page Optimizer Pro in here. So then that will automatically format The only remaining things that we need to do on this page is obviously get some reviews, build a header, build a footer. But for all intents and purposes, we've now got something that is highly optimized. We need to build the various pages as we discussed in here. So we need privacy policy, terms of service, returns policy, customer service, beat the team, about us, blog page, etc., internal link, SSL certificate, social media link. So this one is our competition. So these are the elements, and I'm going to screenshot this, that need to be incorporated in a page to make sure it ranks. And that's it. That's it. So how's our content looking? Come on, you little beauty. Are we there? Right. FAQs, we want it to do use AI to generate questions. So now it's going to go away and generate the FAQs for the website. So we should end up with a really serious, highly optimized article about solar panels in St Albans. There we go. So now what we're going to do is check our optimization score. Right, we've got 100, perfect. So what we're then going to do is use this in our WordPress. So we need to go into SEO, St Albans Solar. Okay. Right, I need to change the title. So I think that's back in normal WordPress. Right, so we'll publish this. Okay, the SSL certificate hasn't yet authenticated, so that's something that we need to be mindful of. That's okay for the time being. It's a bit annoying that there isn't a way of switching from Elementor back into the page. So we want to edit it here. We want to call that St Albans Solar Panels. Okay, so we'll update that. So it's giving us a score of 70 already. I mean, that's just stupid because it doesn't even mean anything. And then what we're going to do is we're going to download article. Let's do it as HTML. Okay, so then what we're going to do is go into our, update that, back into our Elementor. We're still missing the electric vehicle charging element. And then here. Now what we don't want to have is two H1s. So what we might do is take this out. So copy that. and just make that a H2. Google doesn't like it if you have two H1s, so we're just going to make that H2, that's fine, and then okay. Right, so we need to get the electric vehicle image. Where's that? That'll do. Perfect. Oh, that's nice. Let's get number 3. That'll do the trick. No, that one didn't work for some reason. Let's try that again. Not working. The joys, the joys, the joys. All right, working. We're going to have to start again. Imagine. Okay, so we just need to fill that final image in. Well, that's got a typo in it. Let's just change that. Okay. Hopefully this has now worked. It's still thinking. Oh, there we go. So now, why has it done that? It's not really perfect, is it? I just want it so it can install it. Download the article. Let's try it as a doc. Okay, so that's saying you want an image there, and then we say, basically what I need to go through and do is effectively edit this. So we don't need that. We've already got images on the right. I'm going to anglicize it because it always does it in American. I'm English. Inquiring, not inquiring. Okay, so what we then want, so we can delete the images because we've got images on the page already, and then we want that to be deleted, and then we want that to become for the H2. Okay. Okay, there we go. So, I mean, as you can see, I'm just doing some tweaking to the content, which obviously will continue. So just some minor changes, taking the Z's out, making the language English, UK English, and then just incorporating all these elements so that they are done properly. Okay. I don't know why it says team of 3. Anyway. So as you can see, there's just a few tweaks that are going into this. And then what I'm going to do is make the FAQs. What I'm going to do is make the questions. So that's going to be a H2. And then the questions are going to be H3s. I'm going to split them. And then the next section, the answers will be paragraph. Right, so that goes into paragraph. And it's not going to let me do it. Okay, so I'll format that later, but you get the idea. So basically, the questions will be H3s, the answers will be paragraph text. But there we go. So we've now got a page that's got multiple calls to action on it. So just going back in summary, we've got a page that's got multiple calls to action on it. We're going to feature the logo throughout. Not sure about that text, but whatever. Let's not get too upset about it. We need to, so the things that are left to do with this page, and that's an hour, is create a form, create a header with all of the associated things. We need that image for electric vehicle charging. There's my electric vehicle charging image. Right, is that going to work this time? Why is it not? Oh, there we go. Right, it is working. So let's get that one. We probably want number 4. I quite like number 4. Right, so now we've got our image for electric vehicle charging. All of the images have been optimized for the keyword. Oh, we've got a load more images. Anyway, whatever. That one's quite nice. Let's do that one. Okay, and that's in an hour. We've now got a page that we can then, we need a contact us page, we need customer services page, etc. But this gives us the foundational information that we need. So electric vehicle charging, St Albans. Yeah, let's call it that, and then we can use installation in the other word in the meta tag. Where's it gone? There it is. Okay, so I just need to switch up that last bit of text. We'll sort that out later. But as you can see, we've now got the bare bones of a local business for solar panels. And what I can potentially do for other geographic locations is obviously use this as a template, switch the images, switch the content around, and then we can EV charging installation. Okay, there we go. Right. Should we have a look at it? See what it looks like. So that's an hour's work. We've now got highly optimized. Oh, we haven't set it as the home page. Right, so what we have to do is go back into WP admin. So the page has been updated. What we then need to do is go into settings, and it's reading a static page, and then we select the home page, and it's that page, like that. Well, we haven't done a favicon, so that's something else that we need to fix. There we go. Testimonials, obviously we need to sort out, but we've got a load of highly optimized content, and according to Page Optimizer Pro, the FAQs obviously need fixing. We need a form, we need a footer, we need the associated things, we need some socials on here, etc., etc. Right, so there's a bit of work to do. It's probably another half an hour's work. But you can see we've now got a page that's probably, in terms of if we go into our content, our optimization score is much more than everybody else's. Our page title, subheadings are optimized, and our main content is optimized. So we've done a pretty good job with this. So there's some tweaks and changes to make to it, but hopefully you can see how that can run. Anyway, so what we can then do is basically save this as a template, save our homepage as a template, and then we can import that into other sites for different geographic locations as well. Hopefully this was worthwhile. I needed to do this as a task anyway, and I've recorded the process. So hopefully you learned some bits there. We need to get some testimonials. We need some bits and pieces to complete it, but it's a pretty good start. All right. Any questions, do let me know. And if you could comment using the term rank and rent, that would be most appreciated. So there's a rank and rent one-page site done in an hour. Have a good day. Enjoy.